Good day and welcome to the Today's Money Masters. I'm your host, Jean-Paul Menu. The Today's Money Masters competition comprises 3 professional investors and a novice, each provided with $500,000 to invest. The participants will invest in stocks, bonds, and collective investment schemes. They will share their strategies over the 1-year period, and at the end of the period, the top portfolio manager will be declared. Let's join the masters for this very exciting journey. On today's program, we are joined by Chrevaughn Legister, one of our Masters competitors, and Richard Longmore, the novice. They'll be sharing their techniques on investing. Welcome, gentlemen. Glad to have you with us. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Chrevaughn, let's start with you.
Thanks for having me, John Paul. So I'm an assistant asset manager at Chrevaughn Wealth Limited.
Okay.
And what that means is that I manage the assets of pension funds, unit trust, and high net worth clients. Managing the assets actually means finding stocks, bonds to invest in so that I can earn an acceptable return for my clients.
Okay, Proven Wealth.
Proven Wealth.
Richard Longmore, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for having me. My name is Richard Longmore, and I'm the general manager for Jamaica Racing Commission, where, in essence, we're in charge of the regulation of horse racing in Jamaica.
Okay. All right. Well, what is the primary approach you guys will be taking in investing? Let's start with the professional.
Yeah, sure. So I consider myself to be a moderate risk taker. So what moderate means is that I may have a weighting of, let's say, 70% in equities, 25% of my portfolio in bonds, and then the difference in some liquid assets. However, given this competition, and the caliber of my esteemed competitors, who even Mr. Longmore, who claims to be a novice, I may have to be a bit more aggressive with that. My strategy will be grounded in research to understand market dynamics and just to understand the companies that I'm investing in.
Okay, so you do research on the companies.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Longmore.
Well, for my sector, as you'd imagine, everything is about risk. So my strategy, with what I'm used to, is having high risk and going aggressive. So for this competition, in particular, for the reason that it's only 12 months, I think I'll be looking at companies that have high growth potential and go all out.
Okay. Yeah. And what do you look for in a company when selecting a stock? Richard, let's start with you.
Well, one of the key things is the leadership of the company in terms of the whole corporate structure of that company, in terms of the board, who's at the head of the company, and what's happening in the marketplace.
Right. So you do your research as well about all of it.
By nature of the job that I'm in, you have to be aware of what's happening in the business environment. So for sure, that's a daily task. Coincidentally, I heard about this competition by reading the papers, and that jumped out at me based on the competitive nature in the stock market.
Good, yeah. Good. Well, we're glad to have you on board. Chrevaughn, what do you look for?
So I agree with Richard. I look for good corporate governance. So beyond the numbers, I need to be comfortable that the company is well run. I also would look for companies with strong balance sheet. Also, how are their earnings? Is it sustainable? And is it strong as well? And, I would want to be comfortable that these companies have good growth potential. They're looking to avail of economies of scale.
Okay. Yes. What does economies of scale mean?
So just to bring it down for our viewers, economies of scale, in my opinion, is to ensure that they can broaden their products that they are supplying, and as such reduce the cost of making those products.
Okay. And when you're doing research on these companies, this stuff is available on the internet, right?
Yes,
You just type it in Google, so someone can go and do that?
Yes, but it takes a bit of deep diving in the numbers.
Okay.
But for the most part, for publicly listed companies, the information is there in the public domain, and you will get an understanding of where the company is going, what strategies they plan to employ in the future.
Okay. All right, good. We'll have more after this break. Stay with us. It's the Today's Money Masters competition. Let's start with the professional.
Okay, so the Epley IPO is a property fund. The company invests in commercial properties. Currently, they hold properties in Barbados. they're seeking to expand their property ownership in countries such as Guyana, Cayman, and Jamaica.
Okay.
So just to move on to your other question, would I invest in it? I like the fact that the company is seeking to expand. Guyana is an economy looking to grow rapidly because of oil production.
Okay.
Cayman, as you know, as you may know, is a hub for finance. So they always have office space available. And also Jamaica, our real estate market is booming. With the resurgence of downtown Kingston, that's one of the main reasons.
So that would be one to invest in?
Yes.
In your opinion?
In my opinion.
All right. Richard?
Well, for me, this stock is reasonably new to me, but being a real estate fund, it's clear that what goes up must come down. But for Jamaica, land price has never gone down in Jamaica.
Right.
So it's clear to me that this would be a safe investment because not only are they seeking new funds, but the new funds will be used to acquire further real estate. So whether it be for the medium or long term, real estate has always proven to do well.
Thank you, gentlemen. Those were Chrevaughn Legister and Richard Longmore, our professional and our novice. They've been telling us about their expected winning strategies going into the Masters competition. And join us next week, same time, for another exciting episode of the Masters competition as we meet the other two participants. Follow the pros and the one novice each week on the Masters competition. Listen and analyze the strategies with the Masters on RJR 94 FM Thursdays at 8:45 a.m. as they challenge each other to stay ahead. Also, look for their portfolios in the Sunday Gleaner. The Masters competition is a product of Today's Money Limited, brought to you in partnership with NCB Capital Markets Limited, Proven Wealth Limited, Money Masters Limited, Credit Union Fund Managers, and the Jamaica Stock Exchange. The Masters is another fine product from Today's Money Limited.